Recently, the issue of Nibiru sighted on Google Sky was viral on the internet, where it appeared briefly in 2008 before being replaced by a black box. The image was undoubtedly older, perhaps as old as 1983. The base for Google Sky was two mass images, which imaged 99.998% of the celestial sphere in near-infrared between 1997 and 2001. Imaging was also done as far back as 1983. Note how close the leaked image of Nibiru is to the path drawn by the Zetas in 1997. As Nibiru grew closer, the public went looking, using the Zeta coordinates. On February 7, 2001, an astronomer in France sighted it, but was not given permission to release his image. And I quote, "The Neuchâtel Observatory got it. They are very excited, wondering if it's a comet or a brown dwarf, through the latest coordinates you gave. The daughter of the astronomer reports that they suspect a comet or a brown dwarf on the process to becoming a pulsar, since it emits waves." Heartened by the France sighting, a team set out on April 1, 2001 to peek at the Zeta coordinates at the historic Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, where Pluto had been discovered. But observatories had been alerted. The scope had been rented, but when the team arrived, they discovered, and I quote, "The telescope operator was unable to point the Clark in the direction of Orion because there was a scaffold in the way which only the operator's supervisor was allowed to move." This experience was followed by a similar experience on April 8, 2001 at the Gordon-Macmillan Observatory. I called the observatory around 7:30 and spoke to some guy and asked if it was okay to look at an object near the constellation Orion. He said that there was some large pipe that had been placed in front of the observatory and was not sure if he could swing the telescope in that direction. And in South Africa, too. The astronomer at the Sutherland Observatory, the biggest in the southern hemisphere, after several telephonic confirmations, refused permission to view. The Orion constellation is only visible for a few months in winter, out of the sun's glare. On January 5, 2002, an infrared image was made by a skeptic, but when compared to 50-year-old Palomar star charts, there it was, an object at the Zeta coordinates, not on the star charts. Then on January 19, 2002, at the Haute Province Observatory, a student got his hands on the infrared scope and compared his results to the ESO Digital Sky Survey and the Palomar Sky Survey. The object again was new and followed the Zeta coordinates. This was a moving object, leaving the place last seen to appear at the next expected location. The following fall, on October 11, 2002, the team arranged to rent CCD imaging equipment. What they found was not one Nibiru, but two. The Zetas explained that red light bends more readily than white light, so they just appear to be in two places. These became known during the hunt as the red persona and the white persona. The CCD images, taken every 2 weeks, were tracking along the coordinates given by the Zetas, close to a straight line, though slight variances due to light wave bending would occur. Anticipating Nibiru coming into the inner solar system in early 2003, it was obviously closer and more visible. On March 31, 2003, an astonishing image was taken with binoculars. There it was, with the double helix, its two dominant moon swirls on either side, roaring toward us. The photographer explains his technique. What I did was create a makeshift stand for my binoculars using a piece of string, a lawn chair, and a plastic outdoor table. The binoculars were perfectly steady, very little wind. I'm going to keep trying until I can get something recognizable. The camera was set to the highest resolution possible. Another photo was taken April 13, 2003, again showing the double helix swirl. People had already been reported naked-eye sightings, seen late in the evening when the red complex could be seen to the right of Orion. But the establishment tried to keep a sense of humor. When it was sighted on a webcam stationed at the Mount Wilson Observatory above LA, the staff turned the cam in another direction and hung a basketball in front of the cam. What does all this prove? That it should not be surprising that a leaked image of Nibiru that momentarily appeared on Google Sky would be in accordance with the Zeta coordinates for the inbound Nibiru. Just one more example of Zeta's right again.